Justice League is the worst idea you've ever heard?
You're gonna die screaming at Superman's feet.
Why? What's up with his feet?
I don't know, man. We're 2 for 2 on killing your boys so far. Ugh. You think you're a team now? You're herd animals, dependent on someone else to survive. Like you, Harkness. An illiterate alcoholic who's desperate for the spotlight.
Yeah, and Floyd's a deadbeat dad. Sharky's a freak who'll never be a real boy, and I'm... What was it? Oh yeah, I never was too bright. Get some new material, jerk off. Joker, used to be real good at hurting people with words. But you, boop. Even when you're evil, you're still too good. You had a good run, Brucey. Flying around Gotham, punching bad guys, clean up the streets, causing long-term mental and emotional damage to everyone you knew. It's our turn now. After all we've been through. Oh. Bet you didn't think it'd be me at the end, huh, Babs?
Are we done with your bad stand-up routine?
Almost. But you always gotta end on your best joke.
Look at this, y'all. Look what they did to my king. Look at what they did to Bruce Thomas the Goat Wayne, aka the Arkham Goat Batman, the greatest adaptation of the character in any medium alongside the DCAU / Batman the Animated Series, both voiced by Kevin the King Conroy. As a diehard Batman Arkham fan and just overall enthusiast for this interpretation of the character, watching the main story for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League in full was honestly one of the worst things I've had to endure. This quite possibly is one of the worst narratives I've seen in any modern superhero title in gaming. I thought Gotham Knights mishandled Batman. Man, this game makes Gotham Knights look like a 10 out of 10 masterpiece.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
I just genuinely do not understand why they made this game a part of the Arkham Universe. Everything about this game's narrative or visual aesthetic shares pretty much no resemblance to the Arkham games whatsoever, whether it be its inconsistent tone, core gameplay, or the grand scope of Brainiac and the incorporation of the multiverse. Batman being a main player in this game to me is very problematic on so many levels, like being a main player as part of being like a main villain. In the beginning part of the game, where you get to explore the Batman Museum in Metropolis, we find out that Batman essentially joined the newly formed Justice League after Arkham Knight, and since his identity was revealed at the end of that game, he's pretty much been going around as an open member of the League, with his identity being public knowledge. Bro is pretty much Tony Stark at this point.
Several years after faking his death, Bruce Wayne finally returned, drawn back to the light by the meta-human superheroes from Metropolis. They asked Batman to join the Justice League. He accepted. And so, the story of Bruce Wayne, the Batman, continues, far from the mean streets of the city that made him.
I was born Bruce Wayne, citizen of Gotham. At too young an age, I lost my parents to the city's greatest enemy, crime. From that day forward, I swore I would dedicate my life to defeating those who would prey on the heart and the spirit of Gotham. So I became a symbol. Something even evil would fear. I became vengeance. I became the Knight. I became Batman. Of course, I'd have to rely on more than just my wits. I'd have to work hard, train every day to fight against crime. I'd have to design high-tech tools, equipment, and the most advanced vehicles you've ever seen. Before I had allies, but I thought I had to push them away to protect them. Now, as part of the Justice League, I'm grateful for my companions. Because together, we are stronger than we are alone.
The reason why I have a problem with this is due to how it pretty much undermines the significance and emotional impact of the ending of Batman Arkham Knight. In that game, Bruce had to activate the Nightfall protocol and fake his death in order to protect the ones closest to him. Whenever it would be the very end of the game or completing some final side missions, he would have these emotional goodbyes to the likes of Jim Gordon, Nightwing, and Catwoman, stating how Gotham needs something worse to defend it. A more meaningful symbol of fear, as since everyone knows he's Bruce Wayne, the fear factor is essentially non-existent.
You bastard!
Take off that mask, or my next shot will kill him.
It's okay. It's not okay. You know what this means.
It's the end.
When they find out who you are, there'll be no hiding.
You need to trust me, Jim. Wayne. Bruce Wayne. Now the world can see you for what you truly are. A legend laid bare. Powerless. Human. Afraid. He's strong. He's going to be okay.
Look after him, Jim. Look after them all. You've been a good friend. The best I could ask for. You were there at the beginning. And now, you get to see how it ends.
So, here's the part where you tell me off.
I'm proud of you, Dick.
Are you feeling okay?
This is the end. This is the last time we meet.
Don't talk like that. Alright, this won't stop you. Nothing stops you.
Keep Bloodhaven safe. Promise me.
It's okay, Bruce. I get it. You just don't want me hanging around, stealing the limelight.
Dick.
I won't let you down.
I know. Play nice.
You're not playing at all.
No, I'm not. Not anymore.
And what's that supposed to mean?
It means this is the end, Selina. It means we can't. I can't.
I will see you again, right?
No one will. Gotham needs something more, something worse to defend her. She needs a new myth. A legend more powerful than I can be right now. A legend that can only rise from the ashes of the Batman.
Some things you can't do alone, Bruce.
And some things you have to.
Call if you need me.
I won't.
I know. I just wanted to say it.
So you have this multi-year long journey of Bruce's crusade as Batman and him having to say goodbye to all of his allies and just witnessing this really well done, conclusive ending to Arkham Batman. Oh, never mind, he's just decides to come back into the spotlight because of the emergence of Superman, in which he's convinced to work with the League publicly, throwing away everything that was important with the Arkham Knight ending. And it sucks how this version of the character ends up being mind controlled by Brainiac, as a big plot point of Arkham Knight was highlighting Bruce's biggest fear, as Scarecrow was the main villain. Ever since he was injected with Joker's blood in Arkham City, along with a few others, we find out that the people infected with Joker blood are manifesting to pretty much the Joker himself, almost, and it seemed inevitable that Batman himself would also turn to the Joker. The fear of pretty much being an unstoppable force, killing everyone he knew or held dear, destroying Gotham single-handedly, because yeah, that's pretty much what would happen if Batman ever manifested into the Joker. He later triumphs at the end, permanently blocking out the Joker from his mind, only to end up being taken over by Brainiac 5 years later and killing innocent people left and right.
Y'all killing me with this.
This game needs to be retitled to Kill the Arkhamverse, because the way they disrespect everything this universe is built up is crazy. Killing off Tim Drake off screen. Wow, just what the Arkham fan ordered, Rocksteady.
Robin was here. I do not think he won.
That's got Robin. Talk about cutting out the middleman.
What's wrong with you, bro? What the heck? You tripping, bro? You tripping?
I know a lot of people like to complain on the idea of Batman having plot armor or whatever, but the plot armor the Suicide Squad themselves have in this game is pretty insane. Any one member of the Justice League would one tap, no diff the squad in seconds, especially when it comes to the likes of the Flash. There are literal scenes where you see the squad incapable of dealing with his speed, where he literally kills Lex Luthor in the blink of an eye.
What did you think would happen? You'd crawl out of your cells, swoop in, save the day? Pathetic.
Why doesn't he just do that with the rest of the squad? This is a brainwashed Barry Allen. Shouldn't he have no hesitation doing whatever means necessary to help Brainiac manifest a new Kolu? Why are you creating tornadoes to deal with the squad? Like, they're like Z-listers in terms of like power. Is he stupid? But the worst offender of them all is how you have the same dude who held off 8 deadly assassins in one night, only during his 2nd year of crime fighting. Took out a huge chunk of his rogues gallery in a single night while poisoned and on the brink of death. Has fought a multitude of his enemies that are more powerful than the Suicide Squad members themselves, dies by getting shot in the head while laid out on a bench. Well, it's called Kill the Justice League, so obviously the Justice League are gonna die. Okay, and? I swear, people who use this argument as a defense towards the game think they're so clever when that defense in and of itself is so stupid. Number one, just because the title of something warns me about the events that will occur, doesn't mean I have to like it. That's like saying I shouldn't get mad at the newly released game called Screwball Kills the Spider-Man that takes place in the Insomniac universe because she actually ends up killing Peter Parker and Miles Morales. And more notably, these people completely miss the point as to why people are upset about Batman's death. If this was just an Elseworlds game with no ties to the Arkham universe, I probably wouldn't even be making this video. But this isn't just some fun random game in which you kill a brainwashed Justice League. This is supposed to take place in the Arkhamverse, dog. You are taking a version of a character and overall universe that people have grown accustomed to since the year 2009, goddammit. Years of character development, great writing, and a pretty decent ending, only to ruin said ending by killing off one of the greatest versions of the character in the most disrespectful way. So the problem isn't even that this is one of Kevin Conroy's last performances as Batman. I say one of because he's supposedly supposed to make a cameo on Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. The issue solely relies on this pathetic excuse of a story being set in the Batman Arkham Universe. That's it. And let's just say for argument's sake that for whatever dumb reason they had to kill Batman in this game. There are so many other ways they could have done it. Like I said, a lot of it just comes down to the plot armor from the squad members and why Batman didn't just kill or incapacitate each member when they infiltrated the Batcave. No, seriously, you see throughout the game that this brainwashed Batman is ruthless and will pretty much kill anyone on sight. And the squad posed the biggest threat to Brainiac's plans. Why spend time utilizing fear toxin and play mind games when he could have just taken them out one by one like he did in the beginning of the game? What makes matters even worse is that they're in his home turf and he had prep time, bruh. Not to mention the actual main boss fight is just lame as hell. Every Justice League boss fight in this game is just shooting the titular hero until they fall to the ground.
Really, nigga?
The Flash and Superman don't even get death scenes. They immediately just die and fall to the ground like a bunch of NPCs in a GTA game once their health bar depletes.
And so the Flash has expired. He saved our lives, yet we ended his. As honorable warriors, we will show proper respect to this fallen hero by...
Show a little class, man. Holy shit. Congratulations.
Makes sense. The gods have cursed you in every other way.
They somehow shoot the Flash to death, even though earlier in the game they make a joke on how trying to shoot the Flash is a dumb idea.
Take the shot already!
That's the Flash? You might as well post him the bullet. Did you get him?
Speed demon!
Did you really scamper all the way up here just to huff this sweaty LexCorp armor? Man, you know it's gone to hell when you... Really? Why don't you just mail me the bullet?
See, one of the things that seemed interesting at first glance about this game was figuring out what clever method the squad would come up with to take down the lead. Maybe, I don't know, gathering Reverse Flash from prison or something to help take down Flash, as that's really one of the only viable explanations on how these bozos would even able to tag him in the first place. Batman's contingency plans on how to take down the Justice League included a plan for himself, in which he pretty much has a pre-recorded hologram telling Tim Drake to gather the rest of the Bat-family to jump him in case he ever went rogue. Could have been a cool way to incorporate someone like, I don't know, Red Hood, since he knows all of Batman's tips and tricks. But even when Jason was the Arkham Knight and knew all of Batman's strategies and maneuvers, he still got his butt handed to him, because Arkham Batman is him. Green Lantern's death was just one of the worst things I've ever seen. It really makes you question Rocksteady's knowledge of the DC universe when John's ring didn't immediately fly off in search of another user and is instead used by King Shark temporarily. Like, you can't make this stuff up. And in all honesty, this game just reads like a bad fanfiction, killing off the Justice League in the most disrespectful ways, Brainiac invading, set 5 years after Batman Arkham Knight. Wonder Woman is the only non-brainwashed member, but she dies fighting Superman, so there's that, I guess. Like, Wonder Woman is the only Justice League member with a somewhat honorable death instead of the main character of this franchise for the past like decade plus. And let's say in some hypothetical situation down the road and post-launch content for the game that there's some grand twist that the real Justice League is still alive somehow. That would also be dumb and pointless because the permanent damage caused by the game's main story. Wonder Woman was the only member not affected by Brainiac, so her death was permanent and was in fact very real. Millions of Metropolis civilians probably died, and the game somehow made the Justice League so incompetent it couldn't defeat Brainiac, but the Suicide Squad could. I'm just so shocked how the pioneers of the Arkham franchise could stoop this low in storytelling. The Rocksteady we once knew and loved is truly dead and destroyed one of the best Batman universes out there. I remember James Gunn stating that there's no intent on this being the last of the Arkham series, so I guess there's a desire to make more games in the Arkham universe. Just one problem though. With what characters, James? They single-handedly cooked the Arkhamverse, and if they were to go as far as using the multiverse bullcrap to have these games centered on different versions of these characters, there's no point in having it tied to the Arkhamverse at this point. I'm just honestly shocked at how bad the story of this game was, and the lack of creativity with the boss fights, solely due to the core gameplay being a looter shooter. Rocksteady, never cook again, bro. Little bro, you're done. Get out the kitchen.